the Industrial Bretonnia mod and the Bretonnia Tanks mod. These are both made by the same modder, and we're going to be checking out both in this video, giving them a spotlight. We're going to be showing off every single unit, some combat for them, and obviously how they look, their stats, and just talking about them. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Every single mod has a nice surprise, and this is one of them for this mod. We have the melee section, the Duelist Knights. They're dual sword infantry, armored anti-infantry. They have really good stats in my opinion, and I love the look and the design of these guys. There's a captain style unit up front that's a little different. He did a good job on the coloring and the capes. They just look phenomenal, and I would really look forward to running these in my campaigns. Next, we have a very similar version of that one, the Duelist Knights, but these guys have shields. And even though the shields are a little plain, he did add variety in there. I like that the coloring kind of matches the rest of him, which looks good. And then you have some with different things on them, or the coloring split in a different way. So I do like that there's variety in these units, and they look really good in combat. They are going to be more defensive focused compared to the last unit. And this version of those looked great in combat. We have the Couronne, Honor, Guard, Duelist Knights with shields. And I've got to say, I love their glowing swords. It looks awesome. And I like that they kind of got a little bit better shielding. So there's actually like a lion on there. So it's repping Bretonnia more. And overall, I just gotta say, look at those capes flowing. I mean, he just did a great job here, guys. Like, it looks great in combat. And that to me is really important. We have two units coming up that I really love, and they're my favorite in the melee category. We have the Cleric Knights. These guys have a mace. There's not very many of them. They're high tier. Love their capes. Love their armor. I mean, I got that chainmail hanging down low. I love their hats. They do have the ability to heal themselves in combat with clerical gifts. So, I mean, it's just overall a great looking unit, and I just like the theme of it. And this is one I like even more because the Knights of the Fountain, they're the Cleric Knights, but they have these halberds, and these halberds look sick. I just love the design of this unit, and the halberds look so awesome. I also like that they have the white down low, just kind of matching everything else. And see, I focused on this middle one because I love that helmet style perfectly for this unit. Actually, I wish more of them had this helmet style. We're now at the Missile Cavalry section, which adds quite a bit to Bretonnia because this is an area they really don't have a strong point in. So you have mobile cavalry here that are going to have firearms, and this is going to be their long rifle version. It does great damage in my opinion at range. I really like using them in the combat here in this video, and I could see a lot of benefit of having them. Obviously, they're not going to be too good in melee. Next up, we have another Dragoons unit. This is just the plain one that has, I guess it's the base variant. Technically, the last one was different, but these guys have two pistols. So you pretty much get to be the closer range. They'll have a range of 100, but they do pretty good damage in my opinion. They're going to be emptying both barrels, and at a moment's notice, you can charge these guys in. So I feel like they have a lot of versatility on that side. And again, though, I love the coloring, love the look. He really went heavy on those plumes and the feathers. And out of these, this is going to be my favorite version. We have the Grenadiers here. They're the Dragoons with grenade launchers, and I really like that they went a more black and red look on these guys, and I just think they look really good as a unit. And on top of that, the grenade launcher is just going to be very effective in combat. I feel like out of these, I would be running these the most, just because I think it'd be great to harass large groups of infantry, so I feel like I'd be running these guys the most. Now we have their missile infantry section, which is going to be their ground troops. And these guys, there's two right here, and they're very similar. This one's going to have additional range and lower missile strength, while the next one is going to have less range and higher missile strength. So you kind of get a, little bit of variety there on which one you want to throw in combat. But overall, I was a big fan of both of these units, and I think it adds something that's a basic rifleman unit for them. It's not overpowered, and it kind of still fits in just a little bit because they're not good. The only thing I would wish is maybe there's a more disgruntled looking formations where these guys don't look like they're line firing. So maybe just something less organized looking in combat. I think it would really fit in with them. Earlier, the horse rifleman unit had a scope on it, and that kind of made sense. But this unit cracks me up because these crossbows have a scope on them, which I think is hilarious. But, I mean, they have a really great range. 150 range, that's beating out the riflemen on range here. Missile strength of 23, so they're kind of hitting in that middle ground on that missile strength compared to them. But overall, I was a big fan of this. I like this crossbow unit. I think it was really, really great in combat. They had a good fire rate, and they look sick. Now we're back to the Duelist Knights again, but obviously these are the ranged version of this. So these guys both have two pistols pretty much. There's going to be two variants of these I'm going to show off, and pretty much they're very similar to the last unit. They're going to be firing these pistols, but they're still good in a melee. So I think they're a really great hybrid unit. I actually really like them, and honestly, even compared to the melee version, I'd probably end up running these guys more just because you have more variety. Now we have the higher Regiment of Renown version. They still have the dual pistols where you have a coloring change with the blue and yellow, blue and gold. And I like the look on this unit more than the last unit. I will say that because I like whenever they shy away from the regular Bretonnia look. But yeah, these guys look great.
For the lady, for the grail, for honor!
Now, before we dive into the Bretonnia Tanks, let's take a look at Eneba's Warhammer page. These guys right here have a fantastic selection of Warhammer-based games, including Total War, Warhammer 1, 2, and 3, and their DLC at a discounted price. I also like the fact that they have a trilogy bundle, so if there's a new player that wants to get into this, for $22.41, they can get all 3 games, which I think is a crazy good deal. Just overall, I was very impressed at the selection here and the pricing. The link will be down in the description, guys. Don't forget to check it out and look at all of their other game keys. This thing just has a massive collection of over 40,000 different products. We do have one more section left for the first mod, but I am going to swap us over to the Bretonnia Tank mod that he also created. And I do like this mod. We're starting out with the first tank up here, the Char, and it's a single barrel up top on the turret. It's going to be dealing massive missile strength damage, more focused on monsters and other single entity units in my opinion. And I'm going to show off all the tanks, then we'll check out combat after that. Next up we have the Char Flame here. Obviously, it's a flamethrower style tank. You're going to be focusing this on infantry of all kinds and just kind of throwing it into the close quarters melee because the range is short on it. good missile strength damage, and overall these tanks are all going to be really overpowered. And I will say this, Bretonnia, I like them, the idea of them with tanks, but I do think we need more unique tanks than these. They're too close to the Empire equivalent. Next up, we have the Charred Lion, which we're getting 2 barrels up top instead of the first one's. The first tank's 1 barrel. So we're getting a little bit higher fire rate, but we're sacrificing missile strength to achieve that. So it's a more well-rounded version of the tank. You're getting probably more consistent damage out over time versus the first tank, and more range in the second. And now we're moving into the final tank, which is the Hand of the King, which is the best version probably of all of these, because you have the 2 cannons up front, you have small turrets, and the turret cannon itself has 6 barrels, and they're going to rotate fire, rotary fire, and put out a lot of damage, great range, pretty okay missile strength, or good missile strength. But yeah, these are like pretty much, this is the top tier version of the tanks. We're now back to the industrial mod, and one of my favorite sections in the mod, which is the artillery section. We're going to be starting out with the light bombard, and it's pretty much a mortar, as you can see. Everyone here probably knows what a mortar is, but it has a really great range, 380. Missile strength's only 75. It's a really plain, basic unit. I do like the setup on it, and it does add versatility. I just don't know if I would run them a lot. I wasn't impressed, if that makes sense. And then we have the light carronade, or I'm guessing light cannon here. And it had good range. It's armor piercing. The accuracy seemed kind of, I'm going to show it here. I'm going to show it miss. It seemed like it missed a lot too. So accuracy is not that great. It kind of fits in with probably peasants being the one firing it. So maybe that makes sense. But overall, these were okay additions. Some might like it more than me. We now have my 3 favorite units in the artillery section, and probably one of my favorite units from the mod in general. I just love the design on this. I can't pronounce that. I'm pretty sure this probably comes from from a real thing. But anyway, it's pretty much like a barrel, or line of barrels, like an artillery piece, but they're smaller diameter, and there's just a bunch of little small cannons, and they're all going to fire pretty much all at the same time. So you get like a volley of fire. And then as we go up to the next one, it's a double. So now you have 2 stacks of barrels, and it's going to have more of them coming out, more fire rate, missile strength. It's pretty much just adding on more and more as we go up. And there's going to be one more that adds a 3 stack on. I've got to say, I really did not think I was going to like this unit. I didn't know how it was going to perform, and I fell in love with this unit. It's just so awesome to watch this thing in combat. And I love this simplistic design of it. It fits in very well with peasants. Honestly, they could take out the mortars and the cannon, in my opinion, and just leave this on here. I want to see a 4th and a 5th layer of barrels, my guy. Just keep on building on this. I think it's just amazing. It fits Bretonnia so well, in my opinion. And here's some combat. As always, the mods will be down in the description with links to both of the mods here. And don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Thank you for watching this. Stay tuned for more mod spotlights in the future. Thanks, guys.